Are we live? Okay, I'm 2 minutes late. Welcome to the Soul Infused Monday show today with a very special guest, dear friend, and amazing business coach, Amy Yamada. Amy, welcome to the Soul.
Thank you so much. And it is not Sonia's fault. I was having technical difficulties, so I acknowledge my breakdown.
Okay.
Sorry.
Because this is a little bit of a different format, I just want to see if I see the comments. Okay, great. Amy, and as a lot of my or my community doesn't know you, would you mind to just share real briefly what you do and who you are?
Absolutely. Yeah. So, as Sonia mentioned, my name is Amy Yamada. And I just, first of all, thank you so much for having me, Sonia. I just love you, love your show, love what you're about, and just am honored to call you a friend, a colleague, and just being able to collaborate with you. And so I am a coach for entrepreneurs, and I help entrepreneurs to deeply connect with themselves, their vision, and their audience, so their ideal clients, so that they can make the impact and the income that they've always wanted. And of course, like when I think about the power of deep connection, that's what I'm all about. And to me, it's beyond business, it's beyond entrepreneurship. It's about really having that deep, beautiful, loving communication and connection between human beings. So that's what I'm on. Yeah.
And one of the things I love about you, Amy, and I just want to welcome everyone. I know people are here again from all over the world, and leave comments if you have questions. We look at it later. And even if we stop after 20 minutes, if you have more questions, I'll stay on for a few minutes, maybe even Amy, and we'll get back to you for sure.
Definitely.
What you just said, and I want to dive into that a little bit because, of course, we know each other and you know what I do, the deep inner work and self-love and self-worth and being confident in who you are is so important. Can you share actually a little bit about why that is actually also important when it comes to any area in your life, but also to business? Like how is self-love, self-worth, connecting who you are important in that area as well?
Oh my gosh, this is such an important topic, and this is why I love that you do what you do. So here's the thing I noticed about not only entrepreneurs, but human beings, right? So if they are not where they want to be, then there's something that's like a reflection outside of them that is a reflection of what's happening internally. So for example, if you're not with the love of your life, then might be something within you that is not loving yourself and wanting to attract someone who also can reflect that true love, self-worthiness, abundance of love. And it's the same thing in business. So oftentimes what I'll notice in entrepreneurs is that they will look for the next strategy, right? I need a strategy. I need to do this. I need to do that. I need to do this. And I get it. There's a lot of ways to put yourself out there. And I believe that it starts from within. So even if somebody has all the bells and whistles of a big online presence or, a massive audience, a massive following, and a lot of strategies, if they don't love themselves first, if they don't really get clear within, even though I know we're always in progress, right? It's a process, it's a journey. But if they don't start from within, it can make it a very difficult road to really open yourself up to welcome people into your business, no matter what kind of business that you have. So I think it is so essential. And this is coming from someone who is still working on her own worthiness, So I continuously notice the reflection around me. And then when I see if something's not in alignment, I'm like, well, what's that about? And then I start within, like, where am I not clear within me? And where do I get to do some work so that I can attract what it is that I'd like to attract in this world and then give back in a big way,
Yes, totally get it. Yeah, I love it. And what you just said, it doesn't matter if it's the love of your life, if it's your business, if it's your money, everything is the foundation is really the self-love, the self-worth, being connected. And when it comes, I know that your audience are also like women, like I attract mostly women. And even though I'm not a business coach, what I attract often, and I know you are passionate about that, is women that want to feel good about themselves, want to feel confident, want to step into the power also because they have a higher vision, they have a mission, they feel like they want to contribute in some way. It doesn't necessarily need to be a business, but it could be. Mm-hmm. And so I think I'm so passionate about that too, to work with women who really want to make a difference in the world as well, in whatever way that is. And I think you are so passionate about it as well. And can you, for those who are listening, who resonate with it, it's like, oh my God, there's something deeper. I want to, but I'm scared, or I'm not confident enough, or I'm not even clear what it is. Can you just, because I hear it from me, but it's so great to hear it from other amazing, successful women as well.
Mm-hmm.
What would you recommend they do in order to get more in that direction and fulfilling their vision?
Yeah, so I would say just first of all, give yourself the gift of a little bit of time to really take a step back, look at the big picture of your life, see it as this beautiful canvas, and just think about, I think about all the things that I've done in my own inner work in terms of really seeing like what's working for you and what's not working for you, and where do you get to go from here. And so I think it's very natural for people to stay in the stuck place, like stay in limbo, stay in confusion, stay in like, the little voice, right? The little voice that comes up like, who am I to think I could do anything but what I'm already doing, and this little voice that comes up for every single one of us, it's not here to hurt us. It's just here to keep us safe and sometimes keep us small. So it's all part of our being, and we can honor that. And so what I do is when I hear that little voice, because even though I've gotten to a certain place in my life, my business, I'm really happy about where I am now. And I still have that little voice that comes up that is representing fear and self-doubt and uncertainty. And it's just now I recognize it as not something that gets to drive me, but something that's just here to try to keep me safe and small. And what I'm here to do is say this little voice is like, it's okay, I've got this, I've got this. And first and foremost, it is exactly that word that you said, is about gaining clarity on what that even is. So someone may be watching right now like, no, I'm clear, I know what I want to do. Great. So in that case, think about where you are now in relation to where you want to be. I always think of a GPS, because I'm like, if we didn't have GPS, I'd be like, I can't get anywhere. So in GPS, when you like type in like where you want to go on your phone or whatever, and then it has these 2 points that drop down. It's like, this is where you are now. This is where you want to go, right? Then look at those 2 points. And then, with the GPS, you have a cheat sheet of how to get there. But at least if you have those 2 points, then you can take at least one step in the right direction. And if you don't know what that destination is, then allow yourself some time to think about like, what is it that I want? What is it that I'm here to do? And if you're still unclear, just take it down to like the micro level of, what do I know for sure? And what do I want my daily life to look like? That way it's not as big of a, it's like, what do I know for sure? What do I want my daily life to look like? Yeah. Because every single day is life. So
and then it's so easy to get overwhelmed, and then we do nothing because we're not taking any step. And I want to, for you guys who are watching live, or if you're watching the replay, say hello. I see a few people here. Where you can, and do you have any questions for Amy? This is your opportunity for the next 10 minutes. I will check the comments while we stay still gonna ask her a few questions. But this is your opportunity to ask Amy anything, and you can literally ask her anything. I mean, she might not answer everything, but it doesn't matter if it's relationship, it's business, or if it's inner work. So if you have any questions, and I hope I see them here, just gonna make sure. Okay. So, and Amy and I we just finished a 2-day mastermind in San Diego. So we just literally spent 2 days together. And why I'm sharing this, what I kept seeing was how important it is again and again and again. It doesn't matter which area you're working on, to have support, to have accountability, and to have a coach or a mentor, or whatever you want to call it, to keep you growing, to get inspired, and to surround yourself with those who are where you want to go. So that that's so profoundly. And I was just wondering, can you talk a little bit about, because when it comes to business or to love relationships or your own relationships, I would have never been, or I would never be where I am right now if I wouldn't have had that in my life. Mm-hmm. And I was wondering, like if you can speak a little bit into that in your own experience.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm after working in the local media for about 15 plus years. So I live in the greater Seattle area, for any of you who are curious about that. But I worked in the local media for about 15 years. And then I went off on my own to launch my own business, thinking, I've consulted business owners. I know marketing. I know advertising. I know sales. I know how to teach people. I'm a connector, so I had this thing going called an ego. I was like, I've got this. I can do this on my own. And at the beginning I did, and I made a little bit of traction, and I really was just trying to like nickel and dime it. And I thought, gosh, the one common thread that all these successful people are talking about is hire a coach and connect with the community. Because why figure it out all on your own when you can really find someone that really aligns with you, that you feel a connection with? And again, this can be in any area, right? Coaching is coaching, right? But find the person that you align with and connect with and see where they are, and see if they have overcome the very things that are in front of you that are behind them. Because why not have somebody to hold your hand through the process, not feel like you have to do it alone? I think so often people in life, in business, in relationships, they still have this wall around them. They're like, I just feel so alone. And it's just not true. There's people that are willing to help you, to guide you, to support you. Yes, there is an investment of you, investment, not just of money, of time, of effort, of really like bringing yourself forward. But it's okay. There's always a way to find ways to do that. So I believe in it wholeheartedly. I would not be where I am today without an incredible coach and a community and people such as yourself holding me high, so
yeah.
I'm really that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I love what you said, and I have actually a question here, and I'm gonna read them right to you. That one of the things that I always love to convey, and you just said it again, that you are not alone. Like we often feel like, oh, something is wrong with me. I'm alone. I'm never gonna get it. And as long as we're staying in that, we always have that perspective, and to open ourselves up and to tap into a community and to see, hey, I'm actually not alone, and there's a lot of support. Okay, so let me see the comments. I have what Natalie says, hello, thanks for being a guest. And Natalie is joining us from Nairobi tonight. Woo woo! Love it.
Thanks,
Erica is here. I love Erica too. She says, I really want to start a yoga studio cafe. What do you think? It's a little bit of a vague question. What do you think? Do you want to say something about that?
Yeah, so first of all, what do I think? I think it's awesome. Like if you have a vision of something, it starts with a vision. And then you get to ask yourself, and this is something for anyone who wants more for yourself, just dig deep and ask yourself, how badly do I want this? Because at the end of the day, the journey of if you're becoming an entrepreneur or launching something new, it's not going to be this straight line of perfection, right? So just first of all, just decide. Like I was just hosting my own show recently, and I said DCA. DCA stands for decide, commit, and take action. Decide, commit, and take action. Like everybody has ideas. I don't know anyone who doesn't come up with ideas like, oh, I should do this, or I want to do that. I want. And then at some point it's like, I wish I had, So I say, if this is something that you really want, not just kind of want or think it's a fun idea, but just ask yourself, how badly do I want this? And then decide, commit, and take action. And a decision isn't fully made until action is attached to it. So it's just good to check in with yourself. Like, do I really want this? And if so, decide, commit, taking action, by the way, can be a tiny baby step. It can be researching, where do I want to have this? What does it take to get things started? I would go and talk to some yoga studio owners and cafe owners and talk, just like start doing some research so you can get some things going forward. But yeah, that's super exciting. I love it. I want to go.
And I know Erica, so I think also the question, why is it important to you? Because then the taking action piece is crucial. I keep saying that over. She's saying it too. Listen to her.
Yes.
I love Alyssa too. Great people today. So she says, what if you get overwhelmed easily and lose focus at any given moment or I guess that's what she said. What do you suggest to create more focus? Great.
Yes. This is one of my favorite questions. And I always credit Suzanne Evans, who's another great success mentor she and I were in an endurance program together at one point, and I really admired her tenacity and her consistency. So she was so consistent in this endurance program that there was not a day that go by that she did not do the training, like for hundreds of days. I mean, it was just like, I was so blown away because she travels the world and does all this stuff. So I asked her the same question, and these were her golden words that I will never, ever, ever forget, and it changed my life. I said, what do you do when you get overwhelmed? And she said, Amy, there is no such thing as overwhelm. It is just an illusion. I'm never overwhelmed. I'm just not prepared or not committed. So what I love about this so much is that you're not giving your power away anymore. Like I don't give my power away anymore to this illusion of a human being invented word, overwhelm. Instead, I go, oh, okay, if this feeling comes up, because the feeling still comes up, right? I'm like, uh-oh, that overwhelmed word's coming up. Then I think, no. It just must mean that I am not prepared and not committed. So I take my power back, I recommit, I get prepared, and I go. So that's what I do to stay totally clear, and I bring it back to my why. So I'm really grateful you asked that question. Hopefully that was helpful.
Yeah. And I see there are more questions. Let's see. Megan, Amy, I see what I'm leaving on the table, and I'm implementing the mindset of now. How can I? However, I see the next steps include demanding me to step into. Can't see the rest, so I can't. Step into what? I'm not. Megan, if you don't mind clarifying that, or are you clear with that, Amy?
So I'm sorry. So just kind of really. Yeah. So yes, life is now. I mean, it really comes down to just, you're going to have the voices and the obstacles, both internally and externally. There will be all sorts of reasons why not to do something. There just will be. And either you'll continuously look for evidence on why not to do it and let your little voice of fear and lack and uncertainty take over, or you can say, I am committed to this no matter what. One of the things that we were talking about at our mastermind, so Sonia was mentioning we were both in San Diego together, so I got to hug her in person, is if you just keep going, like if you just decide to go the distance with anything that you want badly enough, you will get there. And everyone else that's also going for something, most people at some point will quit. So just by staying the course, you will get there and you will become one of the top % in your industry. It's amazing. It's like success is just a bunch of little steps taken consistently, right? And so if we can just manage our mindset when the fear comes up, like it does for all of us, and say, okay, that's natural, that comes up, and go for it anyway. Just keep going, just keep going, just keep going. You'll arrive at your destination, and hopefully you'll bring some joy to the journey also.
Amazing. Yeah, awesome. You just said something. And I just want to, anyone who's still watching here or is on the replay, it is 20 minutes. I always keep it crisp. However, if you do have any more questions, we are happy to answer them. So leave a comment below. And Jennifer says hello from Seattle. Yay!
Hey! Hey, Seattle.
But I do want to say one thing. It was so crucial, again, to remember. And what you just said, so important, is like, you will get anywhere you want if you keep going. Most people quit.
Yeah.
And even though it's not related to inner work right now at all, or business even, but I want to share it because it was mind-blowing to me again. There was someone talking about, retirement, investment, and he was just sharing about life insurance.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter if you're interested in that. Here's my point. As he said, why this is so successful later on and why it pays off is that 7 out of 8 people cancel and quit the insurance.
Right.
It was just so, and it's in everything you do, most people quit.
Yeah.
So the one thing that I keep saying, and Amy, you just said it so beautifully, as long as you keep going and you stay committed, you will get where you want to go in every area of your life. So it's just one of.
Yes.
I don't think we have, or maybe we do. Let me see. Oh yeah. Oh, I totally oversaw some. Okay. Nat, if you are a person who doesn't have a dream goal driving them, how would you recommend finding purpose to give a bit of drive?
If I were in that place, first of all, I would, just kind of check in with myself and just see, where am I in my life right now? Not from a place of judgment, but just from a very nurturing place. Just like, where am I in my life right now? And then, like I said earlier, ask yourself the questions, which is very leadership inspired, right? What's working for you? So just look at in your life, what's working for you, what's not working for you, and where would you like to go from here? So unless you're just like so happy every single day and at peace with yourself, if you're not there, then there's some distance between where you are now and where you want to go. And then it's about igniting that fire within. So I just actually started reading a book by James Altucher called Choose Yourself. So you might want to pick up that book, Choose Yourself. And it's really about, at some point in James Altucher's journey, which had all sorts of chaos, like ups and downs and rock bottom and all that. And it wasn't until he chose himself, which I believe is so in tune with what Sonia teaches with self-love, that he finally found that happiness and that drive and everything totally starts within. You know, everything else outside of you, well, it's great, you know, if you want more in life, but it starts within. And when you can wake up every morning and be grateful for what you have and also say, okay, where do I get to go from here? How can I be of service to the world? What brings me joy? You know, just start doing some, you know, get to know yourself again. Like, who are you at your core? The other thing I like to do is to go back into my life and say, when was the last time or when was the biggest time I felt on top of the world? And whether it was a small thing or a big thing, I just look back and like, when did I take myself on and do something amazing? And it could be when I decided to do a triathlon, even though I'd never done anything like that before. Or I decided to audition to win my own show on Oprah's network and I made it to the top 4%, you know, so there's some big things and there's some smaller things. Or when I just decided to go with a group of people in the dead of winter to help the homeless. Like, I felt on fire by knowing that I was doing something that was totally not for me and it was for others. So whatever resonates with you, just find something that's going to reignite that fire within. And I find that most often it's out of being in service to others. So look up, look around you, see if there's someone who needs your help them. I mean, these are all just different exercises you can do, and hopefully you'll get fired up again. Life is short. Imagine if you only had a day to live, how would you live it, you know?
Yeah, and I'm so smiling so big time because I know Natalie just went to Africa. So I think that's going to resonate with her. And she made a big decision to step up this year. So I think that's just awesome. And Megan added to her question, it's about to go into new skill sets that I'm not feeling confident yet in. What is your advice about breaking down your identity and holding hands with fear?
How much time do we have? Just kidding. So first of all, if it's about skills that you don't have, first of all, don't feel like you have to be the best at everything. Like, I focus on the things I love doing, and if there's something I'm interested in learning about, I go for it. Otherwise, I hire somebody. And now I know that some of you are like, well, I don't have money to hire anybody. Oftentimes when I hire people, I don't have the budget for it either. So I just look for the solution. You know, I'm like, okay, what would it look like if I could bring on even a contractor to help me a couple hours a week in this one area, in whatever it is I need, whether it's personal or business? What would that look like? What would that, how much would that be? So I delegate things out. And, of course, over the years, as I've grown, I've been able to do more of that. But at first it was all on me. So I learned as much as I could. And then I realized the power of delegation. And then when you're talking about holding hands with fear, again, I always like to think about people who inspire me. Elizabeth Gilbert, who's the author of Eat, Pray, Love, and Big Magic. So in the book Big Magic, she talks about how fear is going to come up no matter what throughout your life. So it's not about like, I'm not going to have fear. Like, fear serves a purpose. So her whole thing is, fear is another character that she takes on a road trip. So she's like Madge's in a road trip. And so she always says to fear, right? Fear, I know you're going to come with me on this road trip of writing this new book, right? We're going on this adventure. And so you're going to be here. I can't uninvite you. And here are the rules. Not once, not ever will you ever get to drive. So fear never gets to drive the car. Fear can be in the backseat, be annoying, whatever, but I just love that. It's like, okay, you're going to be here. It's like that annoying person that might be in your family or your friendship that's like kind of annoying, but you can be here. You just never get to drive. So that way you just embrace it and know that it's here for a reason. And it's okay because it's that resistance. It's like you get to show up anyway, So it's actually a beautiful thing.
Yeah, I love it. And totally agree with you. Fear is always going to be there. So don't have the illusion that you're going to do something once the fear is gone, because otherwise you're never going to do anything.
Right.
It's just part of who we are, and it's the way how you deal with it makes a huge difference. Okay, and Gilles is saying, love it. Keep going until you get there. Yeah, Gilles from Mexico. Fantastic. Thank you so much, Amy. I don't think there are some more questions, and it's already nearly 9:30. So thank you so much, Amy. Thank you guys for being live here on the show. I love you. I appreciate you. And if you have any additional questions, if you're watching the replay, go and comment. We come back and we will connect with you again. And Amy, do you have any last words that you want to share to leave the audience with today?
Absolutely. Sonia, first of all, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. Sending love to all of you. And what I want to share is, when you make decisions that are in line with your vision instead of making decisions that are in line with your fear. That's it. And look back on your life and notice your patterns, and this is your chance. No matter what your patterns reflect, today is the day, right now, where you can say, moving forward, I promise to myself, I will always make decisions that are in line with my vision and not my fear, and you will go the distance. Just stay committed.
Totally agree with you. Wonderful last words. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Have a fantastic start to your week, and come back next Monday again, 9 a.m. Pacific time, 12 p.m. Eastern time, for a new episode of Soul Infused Monday. Much love. Bye-bye for now.